Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to Sharp Ends. I'm going to be doing a little unboxing on a CJRB, the Shale, which is been recommended for Knife of the Month by other channels. And so I'm checking it out in my search for the best budget knives of 2024. And the CJRB, I think, came out with one of the best budget knives of the year this year. This is the $30 version of the Pyrite button lock ultralight version of this. Absolutely love this. So I'm really curious to check this guy out too. I think it's very knifey. By that I mean I don't think they're breaking any new grounds. However, a nice, good budget knife always warms the heart, at least my heart. Got your standard CGRB. Oh, look at that color. All right, so there's non-crazy color versions of this. I got the crazy color version of it because it's just unique, and I appreciate that. It's not your standard black or gray or whatever, which, you know, if I was just going to have one budget knife, I'd probably go with something plain, but this is a great. So what they've done is this is two layers of G10 together, and they've milled it out. Great texture on here. No landing pad for their clip. I hate CGRB clips. A little bit too long, and the bill sometimes catches, but that's not the worst thing in the world. And this has got their bar lock, which I do like. Oof, opens really nicely. This has their proprietary steel on it, which I like. Very, very nice. Good texturing. I really like the contouring on this, and the centering is perfect. You've got your standard two little pillars in the back. Thin blade stock. I like that. And I'm going to tell you right now that this feels very sharp. Do a little test on this. Very nice. High speed. Yeah. This came very sharp, and is this and it's an even grind. It looks like this side is just a little bit shallower than this side. Not the end of the world, but I don't necessarily like to see that. You've got a nice DLC, nice coating on it. I don't know if that's DLC or not. Probably not. The thumb stud access is fine for thumb flicking, and for finger flicking is also fine. I usually end up having my hand on these bar locks, right, my finger on the thing. So I usually have my finger on the bar lock, and then when I flick it with my thumb, or my finger rather, I end up pushing back on it just a little bit, which makes it fly forward. And that's just the way I do it naturally. I don't know if other people do it naturally. Let me know in the comments if that's how you end up opening it when you're doing a finger flick. Do you end up, or a spidey flick, you end up putting your finger on there? It kind of eases the tension and makes the detent a little bit softer. The detent is good. It's obviously going to drop shut, and obviously you can open it with a bar lock as well. And so, you know, we've got this button lock where, well, yeah, let's compare it to this bar lock here. This is almost like a bug out light, much cheaper, $50 knife. This is the Prado's, a nice big full size knife from CJRB, and I like their bar locks. They are running on Omega springs, but I've never had them fail. And yeah, the standard pocket clip that they have on all of them. Yeah, so this will make it into the conversation for the 2024 Best Knife of the Year. I don't think it's going to be number one, but it's on the list, which is an accomplishment in itself, if I do say so myself. I like how, so overall thoughts of this knife. I love the texturing. I love that they're going a little bit crazy on the colors. There are neutral colors available. There's a link down below if you want to follow it. Their steel is kind of like a spray form D2, I think I've heard it compared to, so not quite, you know, so the grain structure is finer than ingot formed, but not as fine as the CPM. And it does stay sharp pretty well for me, and it is very easy to sharpen for me. And of course, you always maintain your sharpened blade with a good stropping here and there. Jimping is good. Ergodynamics, absolutely fine. All 4 finger grip here. The way that they have this cutout right here works really well. It could have been just a little bit closer to the front from my hands, but feels good. Balance is perfect right here where you want it. And I love that the stock on this is so thin. It's so thin behind the edge. I'm not going to pull out a pair of calipers like some other channels. I've just, from my experience, this is thin behind the edge. And I love that it's sharp. Nice little drop point. I love the blade shape. Yeah, it's a cool knife. Good job, CJRB. Again, in this day and age, there are a lot of choices for your budget knife, and you could not go wrong with this one. You would be fine with this. This is a knife that would last you, if you daily carried it, 5 to 10 years easily. A lot of extra oil in there, like a lot of extra oil. The guy at the factory was happy with the oil gun. Yeah, he was not skimping on oil. There's just pools of oil in there. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's pretty cool. You got your lanyard hole here. I'm not a lanyard guy, but it's not too obtrusive. It works fine. Very much a deep carry clip. The blade profile is going to be nothing in your pocket. It's going to disappear in there. Very thin as well. So this isn't going to take up much pocket room. And the blade is nowhere near the other side, so you're not going to accidentally cut yourself. And reversible. Lefties can enjoy this knife, which is not something I say all that often. But on CJRB in general, they always like to include lefties, which I think is smart economically if you're running a knife company. Hint, hint, other people that I do like but think should do that. I'm not lefty, although I can deploy a knife left-handed. And, you know, it feels absolutely fine for a lefty too. And of course, the clip, is there a hot spot with the clip? Sometimes there's a hot spot with this clip. There's a little bit of a hot spot here, right back here when you're gripping. But it's, you know, that would be something if I was using this knife to cut all day long, that might get really annoying. But for general use, it's going to be fine. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. If you like this content, like, subscribe, leave a comment. It really helps the channel. And if you want to get a chance to win a knife of the month, and this will probably be a knife that I give away at some point in the future, all you got to do is support this channel by clicking on the Patreon link down below. And for $3 a month, you too could win a knife of the month. Thanks so much. See you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.